Alright, welcome back. Now we're going to be looking at some more frequency distribution tables, but ultimately now we're going to make the tally ourselves. Previously the tally was done for us, but now we just need to go through and record all our results first from our data, and then ultimately from the tally determine the frequency. Let's get started. So for our first one, a coach asks players how many goals they scored during the seasons. Here is the result. So we have all of these data points. So imagine you've asked a bunch of players randomly and they've all given different numbers. So none of this is going to be ordered in any specific way, and that's why we use the tally. So as we go through, we can cross off one response. So our first one is 0. Let's put a dash in for that. Then we have a 1. Then we have a 3. A 2. A 1 again, another 2, a 4, a 1, a 3, another 0, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, 0, and a 1. So now we have our tally completed and all of the data results are all crossed out. We can now determine our frequency. For the first one we had 4. Then for this one here, looks like we've got a 5. Nope, sorry, a 6. And then we have another 6. And then we have a 4, a 2, and a 2. Now, what I've done here is I haven't really separated these enough. So when you're doing these at home or in class, please leave a little bit more of a gap with your tally and be a bit neater. It's a little bit hard on this device, so they're going to look a little bit wonky. Alright, let's do part B. So how many players scored exactly 2 goals? Well, that's this one here. So there were 6 players. And for C, how many players scored 4 or more goals? Well, that's 4 and 5, so that would be the 2 and the 2, which is 4 players. Alright, let's look at another example. So here we have another situation. A teacher asks her students how many movies they watched over the holidays, and here are the results. We're going to do the tally the exact same way as we did before, just cross them out as we go. So the first one is 1, then 3, then 4, 2, 5, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, and 2. Alright, so here are our results. So in the end, we got ourselves 3 here. It looks like 6 groups of 2. We've got 5 groups of 3, 4 groups of 4, 4 groups of 5, and 2 groups of 6. Alright, now let's answer B. How many students watched exactly 3 movies? Well, that's this one here. That's 5 students. How many students watched fewer than 3 movies? Well, that's these two here, so that's 9 students. Alright, that's it for this video. Hopefully it's helpful, and I will see you in the next one.